Hey everyone, welcome to the Midnight Ride. And we got our special guest here up on the panel. We got Paul Revere and one of the assassins from Assassin's Creed. And here are other two great panel guests here. Got Courtney and Laura.
Hi guys.
Hey, I got things set up here. I got something, a hot topic I'm going to be getting into. It's hot under my collar. Pisses me off no end. And so I'll get to that here in a second. I want to get the other stuff up here. Okay, all right. Since last Thursday, the great state of California has had some great things going on here. The number one was the moronic targeting jab. It's now available in Contra Costa County. The CDC has said it's gone 3 weeks ago. All right, it's gone. Don't worry about it anymore. Of course, then, Congress said, oh, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. And made him backtrack. But hey, anyways, let's see. We have, they found one. This is funny. In Contra Costa County, they have the jail in downtown Martinez. And then they have out in Clayton what is called the farm. It is for really low offenders, drunk drivers that have been sentenced, stuff like that. Last night, they had big things saying 2 dangerous felons escaped from the Clayton detention facility. And on the news saying, I typed in on it since I have access to make comment. You mean two guys walked away from Camp Runamuck? Because that's what we called it as deputies, Camp Runamuck. Mm-hmm. And of course, what he didn't say is, we called it Camp Runamuck, where the men are men, the sheep are nervous, and the cows took off long ago. Anyways, all right. Then the great nuisance signed into law 5 laws that really stupid laws here. Let's read what the leader here was. In the same week Californians endured weathering heat wave, Governor Gavin Newsom approved legislation to enact protections for all Californians during extreme heat. Among other bills, he also signed into law. The 5 new bills centered around mitigating climate. How can they mitigate climate change? The climate is going to change no matter what we do. It's like spitting into the Atlantic Ocean and trying to cause a tidal wave in the Pacific. Anyways, heat waves. Really, they're going to mitigate heat waves by legislation. It is against the law for Mother Nature to have a heat wave. Interjecting fun. Here's the kicker. Interject funding into clean energy source resources. In other words, somebody's going to be getting kickback because the bill will inject $315 million over 2 years to advance the great nuisances extreme heat action plan to help communities and the economy from the effects of rising climates. Yeah. Anyways, okay. And so the 5 bills are all centered around that, doing different screwy stuff. I mean, right, they're going to pass a law.
What about the law for electric cars in how many years?
12, 13 years.
Yeah, they can't keep the electric cars as it is, so let's add electric cars for everybody.
Let's see. The smoke advisory has been extended again. Extended again. 5 times. Keep on extending the smoke advisory. Okay, this is one that they kind of hide the one in another one. This is the way the political machine works in California. Potential railroad strike may affect the Capital Corridor commuter service. Doesn't say anything about the potential railroad strike shutting down all the food chain.
Yeah.
Ugh. And from both ends, they can't ship the food that's processed. They can't ship the food from the farmers to the processing centers, and they can't ship the fertilizer to the farmers to grow the food.
Isn't that a joke? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's. Idiots are no. Oh no, never mind.
Is it really idiots, or is it strategically done? Like,
Yeah.
truly doing this. That's do this.
Actually, there's a couple more boxes to check, and the last box is all of the above.
All of the above, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here's one that's interesting, and it's going to cause all sorts of lawsuits in California. And a lot of big companies are going to be suing the state of California, and it's going to cause the taxpayers a lot of money to fend off these lawsuits. California bill would force pay scale disclosure for all employees. Something they should have been doing anyways, but they should have made that law years ago before companies started hiding who makes what. And, so if you have, like my wife's office, there's 6 accountants. She's senior accountant, but she knows some of the guys are getting paid more than her.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's that one. And then here's the one that's got to rankle everybody's feather, because as California goes with this, so goes most of the nation. California becomes first to adopt controversial social media law.
What?
All right. So the Great Nuisance signed the first of its kind policy to target hate speech, disturbing content, and misinformation on social media platforms. Gee, can you guess where that one came from? What they're trying to hide? The truth. Oh, that's misinformation.
Did they actually pass that?
Yep, and he signed it into law on Tuesday.
And they just let him do it.
Well, let's see. You got nothing but socialists running both houses in the state legislature, and a socialist monster running the governor's seat.
So how are they going to police that in the state of California when social media is...
Especially with people with VPNs, how would they know who is from where?
Well, it's not, it's not know where you're from. It's just they'll just shut down your account. You have your VPN, but you post on Twitter. Oh, it shows who you are. They shut down your account for spreading misinformation. Instagram, shut down your account for doing misinformation.
But how would they know where you're from? You could put in that you're from Ohio.
Doesn't matter where you're from. If it comes into California, and since these companies are in California, YouTube and all the others, shut it down. Yeah.
That has to be against the law. There's no way.
Here's the good thing about it. Where was it here? I got to get down into it here.
Exactly, Bob.
Opponents include the California Chamber of Commerce. Hello. That's also everybody that voted for it is going to be removed from there. The California Chamber of Commerce provides a lot of money to candidates, and they're going to. Communications Industry Association, Consumer Technology Association, the Internet Coalition, Internet Choice, and TechNet. Legal experts have also cited the First Amendment as an argument against the law. And it says, here's a quote here, quote, "The bill is likely to be struck down as unconstitutional at substantial taxpayer expense. The censorial consequences should trigger the highest level of constitutional scrutiny, but the undue burdens and lack of consumer benefits ensures it won't survive even the lower levels of scrutiny." Eric Goldman, a Santa Clara University law professor, wrote in a blog post.
There's no way.
Yeah, they passed it.
Now freedom of speech. You
Yeah.
cannot pass. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Well, hate.
Hard to,
All
but
right,
you get
there
off
are
scot-free because
yeah,
you
there are laws on hate speech. There are laws on hate speech in California already. They don't need to add any more.
Yeah, they don't.
Those are very restricted on how they're enforced. This is too broad, and so there's they're using these other ones to try to get this bigger one passed. Like the law professor says, and he also goes, as my blog post mentions, there are several other bases for constitutional challenges as well. So yeah, but the thing is, the fact that they're doing this here, look for other states, New York, to follow suit, and Oregon, and shortly. But yeah, so that's one of the things that's you got to watch out for stuff, and let your state legislatures know, to fight against something like this. That it is, it's a. I was going to use a word, but I'd probably get nailed for that.
Hello, Idaho Garden.
We're using the other word about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Go back, and I got one. Okay. Here's one that's out to wrinkle everybody's feather, but
it's more like a double S kind of thing.
Yes, and this one here, California, giving away $9.5 billion next month, and then a proposal from 6 months ago will finally make its way to the wallets of Californians in need. You catch that? In need. In the story, however, it talks about it, and basically it's the state's middle class tax refund, which is approved as part of the 2022-2023 budget surplus, which is garnered on the backs of state employees, which are forced to take 1 day off without pay a week, and other furlough actions and stuff. All right, payments range from $200 to $1,050. Let me go down here where it talks on here what it is. Because of the price of gas going up, and of course, right now California's refineries are all shutting down, so they can do their maintenance and change over to the winter blend. Okay, who gets it? Okay, so single filers making under $75,000 a year get $350. Joint filers making under $150,000 a year get $350 each, and those with dependents also receive an additional $350. So, like my son would get, he's an independent filer, would get $350. The other son, $350. My wife gets $350. I don't count because I'm in Idaho and not paying any more California taxes. However, anyone who makes more than $150 individual, but less than $250 would be given an additional $200. Wait, they're already making more money. They don't need to get more money back on this. So.
I don't understand.
Yeah, basically, it's the Democrats playing the rich Democrats more money. Demon rats. Okay, so that's the news that I had from California. So I'm going to get into the pictures here. Let's see if I can get these up here right in the right order here. And okay, let me get this one blown up so you can actually see it. History lesson. In the 20th century, China, Russia, and Germany killed over 125 million of their own citizens. All three were socialist governments. All three disarmed their citizens first. Now, considering the liberal goals of socialism and disarmament of the U.S., remember this: those who not learn from history are bound to repeat it. Think about that. Okay, now for the other picture, and this is the one that really pissed me off no end. I changed it up here. So the USDA is doing the People's Garden Initiative. They want everyone to register your home garden. When we got all these benefits, money and stuff for people that register their gardens, including school grow programs, community gardens, and all this other stuff. It's called the People's Garden Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up for it under any circumstance, because all right, one of the things in the article about
beep you very much.
What they're going to do is they're going to create maps that anybody can access, because it's USDA, showing where all these gardens are at. And if the poop hits the fan and there's no food in the store, guess what people are going to do? Where's a garden near me? I'm going to go get some food.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically, or
who the hell is in charge of all this crap? Like, seriously?
Mm-hmm. And here's the worst part, which they're not saying, but I'm alluding to this because I can't say it because I'll get in trouble. I can't say it as a fact, but it is a fact. I mean, I can't say how I know it because I'll get in trouble. But their plan is that if they need to, they'll go in and confiscate all the gardens. The federal government will.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
FDA. That's on paper. Where I
That
got it from, how I can't tell you, because I also get somebody else in trouble too. But it's in some of the paperwork that's not around and for everybody to see. But the thing is, so if they know where all the gardens are and they need food, what are they going to do? What did Germany do? What did Germany do? What did Italy do? They went in and took the food. So do not, under any circumstance, sign up for they're trying to silence me, they're freezing me. The USDA People's Garden Initiative. Don't do it. All right. So I skipped something. I forgot to do it, but now this I wanted to get to. This is just, I'm sorry.
I'm so angry right now.
Yeah. All right, everybody, calm. Courtney has over 500 pounds of food. She's all right.
Makes you not want to put that on video, how much food you have.
Yeah, I mean, Robert's in here, isn't he? I haven't seen him inside chat. I don't know if Robert's in here or not.
I haven't seen him.
All right. So I want to say, let's say hi to everybody. Pastor McQuaddy, Walt Rogers, Barry, Storms Radio Cats.
This whole time, I thought that other people would steal it. I didn't think that the government would come in and take it.
Yeah. Chipper. Well, thing is, the government, FDA.
I've heard that before.
They may say, okay, well, with all the crap that, like Roosevelt signed in as an executive order, basically stealing everybody's gold and telling them they have to turn it in. Same thing. It could be just an executive order, nothing from Congress, just an executive order. And then from that executive order, make all the, here's Barry, make all the states and counties do their dirty work for them. All right. So CR's in the house. Prairie Rider, Queen of the North, is here. Bob says, am I here? Chipper 66 is here. Let me scroll down here, try to catch up. Cosmic Cultivators. Tibor's in the house. Trying to catch up here as fast as I can. And Bob said it correctly. Corruption.
Yep.
The People's Garden.
And so I'm just trying to catch up here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Everybody should check. Q's in the house. Hey, Q. Idaho Garden Girls here. Hey, Steph. And Don, WD Glock Roll is here. I'm scrolling fast here, trying to catch up here. And in case if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Welcome here. And those that are just lurking, hi, how you doing too? All right.
Bill?
Yeah.
They called that what now? The People's Garden or People's
USDA.
The People's Garden Initiative. All you need to do is the garden. USDA People's Garden, and you'll get all sorts of stuff on it.
What country used to call their army the People's Army?
The land of the Red Dragon.
Which communism runs
Yeah.
rapid. So.
And so anyway, think of it this way. Here's the point. So it's called the People's Garden Initiative. If during SHTF, Tawaki, whatever, where there is lack of food, they're going to come take it, and it's going to be. I'm sorry, this is the People's Garden. It's not your garden anymore. It's the People's Garden. Hey, Carol, how's it going?
Hi, Carol.
The links are on all three of Courtney's Facebook tabs. And if anybody, any of the regulars want me to drop the link in, I'll drop the link in again here.
Go ahead. Take it.
Yeah.
I'm just growing loofahs. I need to scrub my body well. That's all I'm growing.
Yeah. And you need the tomato sauce, the acidic tomato sauce, to help clean your skin.
Mm-hmm. Just in case I get skunked or something.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's for my dog. My dog gets skunked.
Yeah.
All right. There's
Norman would get stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, Norman eats a lot of the tomatoes. So.
Yeah. And anybody in the side chat who hasn't been able to get a comment in, I had to put the. Had to make it so you have to hit that subscribe button for 10 minutes before you can post, because the last couple times we've had a sex porn troll posting, and here he is. Boom.
Now, Tibor,
Sex porn troll.
I just did it, and my hair normally is pulled up. So thanks for noticing, though, Tibor.
Yeah, it's cute.
All right.
Lovely, darling.
Yeah, anything you hear that grassroots, the people, or a physical symbol of a fist like this, that's communism, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pure communism. Yeah, the People's Garden. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's not grassroots. That's coming from the top down.
Yeah.
Well, no, the phrase grassroots, that's another communist saying, from the grassroots. No, these guys are communists. They're here. Well, I mean, you can take over the Fed, the state, whatever you want, but I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them, and I never will be. Put a bullet in me. Just bury me, you know.
And so there's a thing, I brought up the, so here's, I Googled, actually go this way here. There we go. I Googled, the People's Garden Initiative, and it brought up first the USDA, and then it has the NRSC under the USDA, talks about it, and it's the People's Garden grow fresh, healthy food, support resilient local food system, teach people how to garden using sustainable practices, and marks on a map where your food is at.
NRCS, NARCS.
You're going. They're gonna dox you immediately. As soon as it shows up on a map, so you've got a garden. You're being doxxed, and people will volunteer for this stuff.
Yeah.
Are they not aware of what they're doing?
No.
I don't. Oh, man.
Yeah.
They're thinking they're being part of a group that we're helping everybody. We're doing this. We're learning.
Okay. Hang on a second here. Carol nailed it on the head. Where'd it go? It just jumped on here on me. There it is.
Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with doxing. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, when we get in the new house, we get established. I'm going to go ahead and get a VPN just to make sure.
I noticed that.
I
don't know if you guys have noticed, like on all these apps that they want you to put on your phone nowadays, they want you to, you have to link where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's why I don't do shorts, because it has to be on my phone. You know, I'm trying to avoid as much of this stuff as I can. Well, I won't do shorts.
With the shorts, I do some of them on my phone, but it's not linked. You can't load it anywhere. I got to download it from my phone to my computer to be able to load it up, because my phone has no GPS. Tracking's been blocked.
Yep. And
I had to go back and call the guy at the tech at DHS. All right, I got a new phone. How did I do this? And he walked me through it. Pain in the butt.
I know that I'm paranoid, but I'm telling you the truth, guys. Most of the time when I leave the house, I don't take this with me.
Yeah. But the most of my ones are to shoot it on my tablet, which on my Kindle.
He's not going to give you his phone number now.
I know.
You're going to look him up.
Yeah, I'm just paranoid. Yeah, but I worked for the government before, and I know how much reach they can achieve. Even back in the '80s, they could, and imagine what they can do now. They can just, like I'm a target or something. The only thing I try to prevent is being a target of theft and robbery. That's my biggest concern. Government, I don't know. I don't know. That's my biggest concern.
Okay, so the other one I mentioned on there, Idaho Garden Girls pulled it. So the NRS used to be this CSC Soil Conservation Service to make sure farmers aren't growing more acreage of a certain crop than they are allotted. And that there in and of itself is BS. Oh, you can't grow this. You can't only grow 400 acres of corn. You can't grow 800 acres of corn.
Damn, there goes my pot fields.
Damn it.
No. That's a different crop. That's legal now.
Yeah.
That's not food.
That's to keep everybody as a zombie.
Yeah.
Come out there and get some too, Court.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm okay. It's all good. It's all
non-thinking. Non-thinking.
Let's keep you comatose. It's
Go
all
along
good.
to get along. If you see something, say something.
Yep.
Keep you all less freaked out, so you smoke a little more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts.
I would rather just listen to some music, beat my drums, and Yeah.
He said beat his drums, folks.
You bet I did.
Get your head out of the drum.
I have a bunch of them right over there.
Get your head out of the gutter.
All right, so
there's my drums right over there on the wall. There they are.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try something. See if it doesn't make us bigger. It makes us a little bit bigger, but okay. But we're still squished.
Is that better?
Wait a minute. You got an ingrown hair up here.
I need to shave.
Hold on. Can you make it bigger again?
Bigger again? Okay. All right, there you go.
I got something I gotta pop here.
All right. This all right for everyone. It's on the Courtney's Wide Family Farm. My brain diet. The weight loss challenge. There we go. Either on Team Jaws or Team Overhedgers. Got something for you here from Sam's Club. I'm going to make myself big here so don't freak out.
Oh my God!
Just don't look up his nose, folks.
All right, Crunchmaster, and there's different ones. This happens to be the pizza flavored one, and all right, so 63 of the chips. 63 is a serving.
Wow!
Wow.
So 63, you get 120 calories. That's a lot less than most other
The
chips.
sodium's actually not bad either. Ooh.
What are these called again? What are they?
Crunchmaster
Grain-free.
Bistro chips, and they
Vegan.
got all sorts of different flavors. They got margarita flavor. They got margarita pizza. This is just plain pizza, and there's a bunch of them. You look it up. But
How many carbs are in it?
that's what I was going to show you next. Carbs.
Okay.
For 63 chips, 22 grams of carbohydrates.
I'd have to eat more than that because I'm supposed to stack up on the carbs.
Yeah. But so this is my daughter brought it home to me because I was watching the kids. She goes, "Here, have the kids eat this." So here's the ingredients. You ready for this? Sorry, I can't pronounce this right. Cassava, Cassava root, tapioca starch, pizza seasoning, and it goes to tomato powder, sea salt, garlic powder, onion powder, spices, yeast extract, citric acid, natural flavors, extra virgin olive oil, monk fruit extract. All right, so that's the pizza flavorings. Then it has olive oil, coconut flour, sesame flour, and turmeric as coloring, the red turmeric for the pizza coloring. That's it. No wheat. So gluten-free, vegetarian, and well, I'm not sure what that is, but
Paleo.
paleo. So yeah, it's and in the back it says made in a peanut-free facility, no artificial flavors. So it's dairy-free, grain-free. So it's down on the carbs. And when I hit about 40 of these chips, I'm like, I'm done. Maybe 60 at the most one time. So I get about half that. I get 11 grams of cholesterol and carbohydrates and 60 calories. And I'm done. I'm satisfied. Bob's eating.
Yeah, there you go. Steamed white Thai jasmine rice. There you go. That's your snack.
Yeah, I mean, and here's what. So there are the chips. Let me just hold one up. Yeah, they're not that big, but still. By the time I get 40 of these, I'm satisfied. So there's something for everybody's diet.
Cool. I'll have to check that out at Sam's.
Yeah.
It's really close to here, so.
Any of y'all have a rice cooker? Any of you guys?
Actually,
I did.
all right, I got
My
a
husband
rice
hates
cooker,
rice.
got the Instapot, and then I got my regular double boiler.
Yeah, we got 2 rice cookers in there. That makes perfect rice every time.
Laura, did you say he doesn't like rice?
Wash it.
My husband doesn't like it.
Wash it and then put a little water in there and measure it with your fingertip for the water amount. Drop it into the cooker and turn it on, put the lid on, and
Even
walk
Bob
away.
can do it.
Yeah. That's really simple. A rice cooker is worth a few bucks. It's worth it.
See, Bob can cook, guys. See?
Yeah, I can cook.
Well,
Oh, it's not hot dogs in a microwave.
He doesn't even have to use the microwave. He just puts the hot dog over his lighter.
Yeah, but bread and water. That's better than bread and water. Yeah.
so since you guys are doing the weight loss challenge, I thought I would do a challenge for myself. Can you notice anything? I haven't had a cigarette in my hand.
Oh, good for you, Barry.
Good. Mm-hmm.
A week now. It's not been easy. Trust me, it's not
Everybody, give Barry poop troops. I'm not on poop troop. I can't do it here. Everybody, just give him a poop. Find the little turd and give him a
discount
poop.
poop. Give him a big discount poop.
Yeah,
discount
See if we can find the discount poop.
Give him a hairy
All right.
kitty salute.
Yeah, put cats up there. Put a bunch of cats up there.
Here we go.
flipping cats.
All right.
No matter which direction.
Speaking about groups and stuff.
There you go, Barry.
Grayman Prepping needs 220 subscribers to be monetized. Then I can do the all the emoji stuff and everything else. And once I get subscribed on this channel, all my YouTube payouts go back to subscribers as giveaways.
Cool.
Nice.
Like,
Know where my money goes? You want to know?
sorry.
A whole bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh my God.
I should have known.
Yeah, you should know.
and inflatables.
My last one's still hanging up on Courtney's wall. I never got it back, man.
Yeah, look at her. She's all alone. Look, her arm is all
so
reaching for you.
She's all
It
deflated.
looks like she's slipping.
You gotta at least blow up the boobs.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
I really don't think I can.
Sorry, wrong channels.
Wrong channel.
I think what happened was when she was in Chris's pants,
Oh,
she
Lord.
fell on the oven.
Grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burned a hole in her.
She's got several holes in her, even though we've duct taped them.
Hey,
That
the
poor
other thing
girl.
you do to get her back into shape, like for the hands and stuff, if there's a hole in there, you get the gap sealer and a foaming and insulation. You start giving her shots in, watch her puff up the size.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. Just puff her up with the great stuff.
Yeah.
She'll be like that woman. Oh my God, I put great stuff in my hair. I thought it was gel.
Oh man, there was another thing I wanted to mention. Can't remember. Oh, so while I was across the street babysitting the boys while my daughter and husband went looking for a new mattress because his overweightness had killed
your daughter and husband?
my daughter and her husband.
And her husband. Okay.
Her husband, yes, her husband. Her.
Her husband. I didn't hear the her.
Yeah. My daughter and her dipshit husband,
Oh,
because of his overweightness, has killed their mattress already. They swapped sides last night, and this morning she woke up with a bad back. Yes, gaps and cracks.
oh.
You got issues there,
Bob missed that one. Bob missed that one.
Oh, 25% more.
That's what she said.
General Electric.
Where the hell did you get that? It looks like it was from 1984.
It
Yeah.
does. It's a local feed supply store.
It probably is from 1950.
Probably.
Anyways,
What kind of
when I
gaps and cracks
was
are
over there, it started raining like you would not friggin' believe. And I did a short of it. I put the short out, but it was just, it was coming down. The hail was decent sized hail coming down for here, and it was just beating like the top secret drum corps on the roof. And the drops that were hitting the shop roof, you couldn't see the shop roof because the drops that hit it were atomizing back up. And there was about a good 18 inches to 24 inches of mist on top of the shop roof, garage and shop roof over there, because it was coming down so hard and hitting that steel roof and just, Anyways, when I came back over here, the new driveway right next to it this afternoon, it stopped raining enough, and I got all the form boards finished in, and everything else. It flooded up over the 5.5 inches of form boards. There was a lot of friggin' water coming down.
Wow.
So
Bob.
Yeah, what you got?
here, let me make very big. Hang on.
There you go.
The gaps and cracks,
and
Bob.
cracks.
Fill them
All
up.
right. I was thinking about just giving up pooping altogether. So I would just like to fill in the seam and arrow smooth my butt crack closed. Do you think that would work for that?
It would, but you'll want to use cement filler, little silicone.
Little silicone? Oh,
Well,
okay.
it does say, you know, for small gaps and cracks less than 1 inch.
Less than 1
repels
inch?
water, mold,
perhaps
and rot.
I could probably put it down a root pass, let that cure, then come back and like welding, you know, the root pass, let it cool, and go back over it again, you know.
All right, Bob. This is what you need for that. Let me go big here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Bro, this because if it was
Self-leveling.
self-leveling, it would just fall. It would fall
Leveling
through his
compound.
crack and onto the ground. If it was, you'd have to lay down to put that stuff in.
It's got an applicator.
Mhm. I know how to do arrow smooth seal. Well, you know, yeah.
But see,
I'm
you just lay on your stomach and have your wife take care of it, and it levels nice and smooth.
Yeah, well, I'm still FAA certified for arrow smooth seal. You know, I could, you know. Mhm.
Oh, yes, yeah, you're right. I was getting something now. Oh,
If all else fails, there's always spackle.
spray some texture over top of it. You know, some spackling and some texture. I could have a customized booty. What do you think?
Oh, no, girl.
Bob, you have to move about 600 miles south.
I ain't going that way.
Little plaster of Paris. You just mix it up.
Plaster of Paris.
No. Actually, what you need then is ram neck. That's what we use in construction. So the manhole barrels, the concrete manhole barrels, before you put one down, before we put the first one down, we get this stuff called ram neck. It's about that wide. It comes in 4-foot lengths, and we peel the wax coating off of it, lay it in the groove where the barrel's going to sit into it, and it sits there. You see the stuff was, and it is tight and it is waterproof.
Okay.
Up to 170 pounds pressure.
Don't worry, Bob. You'll never have to worry about crap in your pants ever.
Never again. Yeah, we're gonna
It's
arrow smooth that. We're gonna arrow smooth those butt cheeks closed. BMS 595 B2. That's what we're gonna use aircraft grade sealant.
No BMS though. Oh wait, that's BSN. Well, I don't know. What
Yeah. Hey, Courtney, I hate TLAs too. You know what TLA is?
No.
3-letter acronym.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Yes, it's a bad pun. So I haven't seen what's been going on the side check because I've been so aggravated about the FDA.
Please don't use any of that at home.
or what?
I said, please don't use any of that at home. We were just joking.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
This is
That
for,
was-
yeah.
that was for all
Not
all
recommended.
entertainment purposes only.
In case
Yes.
you're watching from California. Sorry.
Yeah, then you want to ship a case of everything we've talked about to the governor.
Yes.
Those would be for other extremities.
Oh my God.
I froze. Hang on a second here.
I thought
Settings.
you were just genuinely shocked by what I said. That's all. I was concerned. My
All right,
son's
I'm back.
crying. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So basically, you need to make sure send a little to Miss Plastic Face and Boxer and a few of the others from there. And here she is.
Oh,
Glad to see you make it, Carol.
The fishes.
Hey, your mic is still muted. Hang on. Yeah, it's muted on your side. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. It must have been cold there in my shadow.
Sorry,
There we go.
I couldn't find the tab where you were live on YouTube, and I muted myself so you guys didn't get hecka echo.
Yeah,
All right.
echo.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, did you catch that about those chips, Carol?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
What?
You have a Sam's Club near you?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Oh, are these the ones you wrote about, the Crunch Masters?
Yes.
Yeah, we can grow that down here. That what they're made out of, the taro. I think not taro. It was what was that first?
CASSAVA root.
Cassava. It's
Cassava root.
cassava is yucca, but not the yucca that looks like an agave plant. It's the yucca that is a tree that gives you the roots that are like potatoes.
Yeah, I was looking at it. The
hey, people.
all the ingredients in here. You know, I was looking for because usually they'll list something as a preservative. Yeah. I think that's what the citric acid is. It's for the preservative, but that's in the pizza seasoning.
Interesting.
And I'm not sure what monk fruit extract is for.
It's a binder.
Binder.
It's a sweetener too. Monk fruit is a sweetener.
Okay, because sugars is less than 1 gram total sugars.
Yeah, it's a sweetener like
crying his head off. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Good night, Courtney.
Monk fruit sweetener is what I have. It's organic and it's kind of like erythritol. What's the one that's made from corn? It's kind of like that, like consistency wise, but it's usually not GMO like the other one.
Right.
Like with that one that they use for keto. You have to get that.
Refill my cup. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. I'm drinking some coffee.
So I got other news for everybody. What's going on here at the compound? My daughter, when she was at BYU Idaho on the fencing team in her freshman year, dislocated her knee, and I froze. And actually, it partially tore one of the tendons in her knee, and did some other funky stuff in there. And so recently, she got to one doctor, and he goes, "Oh man, we got to do it. They should have done an MRI on you up there when it happened, not just taking an X-ray, because an X-ray doesn't do soft tissue."
No.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did an MRI, and they go, "Oh, okay, now you're going in for a CAT scan because we want to slice and dice the images."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go, "Okay, so it looks like you do not need the major surgery we thought. We can take care of a minor surgery."
Okay.
And so it looks like it'll probably be 8 weeks out before we can schedule it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, early today, she got the appointment for 12 days from now.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is this your wife or is this your daughter?
My daughter.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So she's across the street here, with the four boys and stuff.
Kids,
so on the 27th, she's supposed to go in for the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But on let me look at the calendar here again. Was it a Wednesday? On the 21st.
It was, Gil, or are you just not saying? I didn't.
It was some sort of there's surgery over about the tendons and stuff because it's if they're able to fix it. The major one would be if they had to take a graft of the bone with the tendon attached, remove that, cut another spot, and swap the bone pieces around.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
They did. They're not. They don't think they're going to have to do that. They think they can correct it with everything else. So next Wednesday, she goes in for the consultation with the surgeon.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she's my wife is sending her, all right, ask about this, ask about that. Everyone's telling her stuff to ask about. She's writing it all down. She's actually putting and entering it into her phone. And she has her phone when she goes in there with all that all the questions on it, and she's taking a tablet to write down, a notepad tablet to write down all the answers. Hey, Dustin, how's it going? We got King
Dustin.
in the house.
King
Just
Booba.
passing through.
Hey,
And,
Dustin.
yeah, are always talking about the membership for those that don't know. Over on Camp Patton Family Compound, Joe from Garden State Gardener gifted 5 people 1 month memberships to Camp Patton Family Compound.
Oh, that was sweet.
That was fabulous.
Nice.
And because of that, I was able to add 3 more emojis
Oh,
Cool.
to it. So there's now 8 emojis members can use over there. And some are getting pretty funny. Anyways, so we were all expecting, the surgery to be around the middle of October, and my wife is planning on coming up here on the 18th. She was planning on driving to Vegas on the 18th, meeting her best friend there for a concert. After the concert, driving to St. George, Utah to spend the night with her friend, and then driving up here the next day for the surgery sometime after the 21st of October. Well, now it's going to be the 27th there. So now she's got to go in tomorrow and talk to her boss and tell her boss, hey, next Friday I need to leave for several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my wife and I were talking. I dropped out of Courtney's one earlier because my wife called. And what's going on is at her work this is into September, October 1st is the financial year for a lot of businesses. And so she's for the last 2 weeks, she's had all her work done like 2 weeks ago. And she's been emailing the property managers that, hey, here it is, get it back to me. Because it's going to be a poop storm come October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been emailing them and emailing them and emailing. She's got one back so far. The one site up in
Hey, Huga.
up in Seattle has 20 contracts on the one site. So 20 jobs budgets she has to do.
Oh my.
All do at the exact same time.
Fun.
And so she's been doing this. She's been doing this one since 2006. But they just got a new property manager up there who's trying to get her admin to do most of her work for her because she can't figure it out.
Oh, lovely.
And the admin's overloaded already.
An IT admin.
And anyway, so the first 10 days of October is usually ultra hell week, like in the military, type thing for training. And and these guys, she's got like 3 or 4 property managers that are, oh, we got time. We're going to take our time. You don't need it till the 30th. She's like, no, I need it on the 14th so I can have it done by the 30th. So I can get it to my boss so that she can just give it the once over and get it back to me by the 4th of October so I can get everything into the back to the property managers and to the contract holders before the 10th. So if she's planning on coming up here to help with the kids while my daughter is off her knee and not allowed to pick up any of her kids.
Yeah, so she's going to need a lot of help. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, her husband, lazy, no ethics. I'm trying not to use all the swear words the staff sergeant would use.
Yeah.
And does use frequently.
About him. He's a gem, huh? My
Yeah.
mom came home tonight and my husband was so like wiped because he was up 2 hours past his bedtime. He just like, hi. He was so flatlined. She's like, Aaron didn't say hi to me. And I'm like, no, that was a hi. He's tired, Mom. I'm like, honey, she's finally home. You could at least like just perked it up a bit.
I can say a bonus for storing away food and stuff like that is like when Mrs. had her surgery, I didn't have to leave the house. I only had to leave the house once to go to the pharmacy, come back.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
We had everything we needed in place. And the same with today. I ran out of coffee, and I'm addicted to coffee. There's no question about it. But
Yeah.
I didn't have to.
Coffee shots, Bob. Coffee
Yeah.
shots.
I wish.
I had to just open up my container, go in there, and it's right there. I didn't have to leave. I did try to go and get some exercise, and I had to cut it short. I couldn't do it. You know, I was still bleeding, so you know.
Yeah, not good on the machines.
No,
So
They don't
fortunately,
look paper bleed.
I couldn't do it. You
Bleeding
know,
on the machines.
I just told him I wanted to at least show up. You know.
Yeah.
my daughter is like has that stored up down in the basement over there. She has.
Mm-hmm.
She bought a couple. How many she have down there now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of those racks you get at Sam's Club that are 6 foot tall, have
Stephanie.
shelves on them. And stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She has those full of food down there. And containers.
I'm gonna. Mrs. wanted to put all the food out in the garage, and no,
you can't.
And not because I said mice, hon. We don't know if they have mice and rats in there or not.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have to sort through the stuff tomorrow if I can. And I've got one of these racks right here for my shop, and I'll take one of those up on the second floor and put the dry goods in the house. You know, the canned goods can go outside in the garage, no problem.
Yeah.
But
What kind of screwed?
I'm going to step down, guys. I'm
tired,
exhausted.
Laura.
Yeah.
Hi, Laura.
Okay, honey.
good night,
Have a
Laura.
good night.
Laura.
Thanks for answering today. Thank you.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like
of
a hot,
course.
scared mess. That was not
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
All right. I'll see you
Anytime,
later.
girl. Anytime. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's good.
Love ya.
Good thing, Gil. She's got stuff stored up, man. It's come in handy for minor emergencies for us, medical emergencies twice within 1 year. You know,
Thanks.
didn't have to go out of the house. Just stayed right here next to my wife
Mhm.
after her surgery.
That's awesome.
Same
Bob.
with me. Yep.
One of the things that
The only
we
thing I
learned
Go
that we wish we had known 2 years ago when we stocked up on it was that the amount of foods that have high fructose corn syrup in it that you wouldn't think would have high fructose corn syrup in it.
Yeah.
I mean, tomato sauce, pasta sauces.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fortunately, around here we found a resource.
Mhm.
The Wincos here, they don't have them back east, unfortunately, but here,
Yeah.
the Winco brand foods, a lot of the stuff they are using sugar, not
The corn syrup.
Yeah, that
High-
corn
not
syrup
high
is bad.
fructose corn syrup, because they got to get the high fructose corn syrup from out Kansas, Oklahoma, and that.
Mm.
Well, guess what they grow here in Idaho? Sugar beets.
Sugar beets.
Oh, cool.
Washington used to have millions of acres of sugar beets. It was called UNI sugar, but C&H sugar from Hawaii outcompeted them.
Yeah.
That was sugar cane from Hawaii, sugar beets here. UNI went out of business, and then they've had to rotate their crops into something else that will sell.
Thank you.
I thought that C&H bought out UNI.
Yeah, they outcompeted them, and
But it was when they bought them out, they supposedly bought up a lot of their contracts for the sugar beets.
Yeah.
Because
they did.
Because they're using that sugar in other industrial food processing, and still keeping the C&H for the home owners. The stuff you buy in the store.
Yeah.
So you get the cane sugar in the store, but the other stuff, like they're using in the Dolly Madison.
For baking goods and stuff like that.
Baking goods, frosties, and stuff like that. They're using the sugar beet.
I haven't seen sugar beet fields in Eastern Washington for a long time.
Well, they've been taking them down. They've been moving them, but I know they've here. It's like they rotate sugar beets, alfalfa,
Yeah.
potatoes.
Mhm.
I think they would do basically sugar beets, alfalfa, potatoes, alfalfa, sugar beets, alfalfa, potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of beef around here, and also a lot of dairies around here too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brenda, how's it going? We got Duncan 1900 in the house. I didn't see
Yeah.
her slide in here.
Q slid in with her.
Yeah, well, Q's been here for a while.
Oh,
Thank you.
I missed you, Q, when you were in the chat before I came in. Hi,
Yeah.
honey.
But one of the two things that just, again, I'm getting let stuff get under my skin, under my collar, and piss me off. Jams and jellies. Smuckers and Welch's used to brag on being cane sugar
Mm-hmm.
back in the
saw that too.
60s and 70s. Now it's high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, I saw that too.
The corn lobbyists in Washington, D.C., they're very wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you look at the facility out of the Port of Tacoma where they ship corn overseas. It is massive.
Mm.
I cannot compare any building that I've seen so far compared to those silos. Maybe the Twin Towers, something like that.
Are we like the largest
massive
producer of corn, Bob?
Yes, we're the largest exporter of corn and soybean here in the U.S. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So Japan, do they get soybeans from us? They're like way too soy. Wow.
Yeah, it goes all over the world. Yeah, comes from
I
the
didn't
U.S.
know that. Yeah, I thought we were like wheat and corn.
China apparently is I think is the largest for wheat.
Oh, China.
Yeah, I looked it up
some
the other day.
amazing farms. I've seen their videos on what they produce, and I don't know what they jack up that fruit with, but some of it's huge.
Well, they don't have to pay any labor for costs now, do they?
True.
They got all these volunteers round up and put in cages, and
That's true. I didn't think about that. Instead of like, what is that thing they do with chickens? They just do it with people, like
like that. Yeah,
sad.
Put them on a treadmill. Yeah.
Well, I meant where you move the whole the chicken tractor. It's a people tractor. Just move them into this part and let them pick up bugs and whatever.
I found out kind of on accident last year, I believe it was, why their Christmas lights are so inexpensive. Those are prisoners who make that stuff, and if they don't meet their daily quota, they don't eat. Yeah,
that's like a tough one because it's like you don't want to support it because they do that. But then they don't eat if they don't eat. Like if you don't support that piece of shit.
I don't.
Company.
I don't. I don't buy their stuff as little as possible.
Yeah, I usually wouldn't either once I found out about it. But it's just like I feel
all right, Ciara, go get something to eat. Paul was talking about food. He got hungry.
Sorry, Ciara. I know when you said beet sugar, I was thinking of the real Belgian waffles, how they put the nuggets of beet sugar in the waffles so it melts. Yummy. And you get like that melted.
You made me think of something else now.
Sugar.
A couple things
think of white rice, Carol, not something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking fresh veggies. Fresh veggies. I can do this.
Yeah.
And the Belgian waffle makers, someone's been posting on Facebook different photos, different people. Taking the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
Oh, I've seen that. I tried that with mine, and it did not appreciate me doing that. My waffle maker.
No, you got to make sure you spray. You just either if you don't spray it down, you got to get the thing and slap the Crisco shortening on there.
Yeah, that's probably what I needed to do.
Hey, Lander, how's it going?
That was on Pinterest a long time ago, so it's making its rounds again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looked pretty good, except for the chemicals that they put and all that stuff.
And here's the thing: we will not buy the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls anymore.
Why is that?
Guess what's in both the frosting and in the goo with the cinnamon?
Oh, high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Got to make Laura's. Laura's got a good video on how to make cinnamon rolls.
And Bob was talking earlier about his mom's homemade tomato soup.
Oh, yeah.
Campbell's tomato soup. Guess what one of the main ingredients in that is?
Really?
High fructose corn syrup.
I don't know why I say it like that, because all the red labels were real high in MSG until I think people started saying, "Hey, come on, pull that out of some of the soups, or I'm not going to buy it."
Yeah, I made a comparison by those grain silos out of the Port of Tacoma just to give you an idea of how powerful the corn lobbyists are in Washington, D.C. That's why they bought their way into selling their corn for corn syrup.
Mm.
And
well,
you remember how they put
Like,
out a
use
scare
every
tactic?
bit of it. I wonder if that's like the cast-offs. That, of course, it is the cast-offs that they can't sell as corn.
Right.
I don't know, but
Well,
they remember a year.
Here's
go ahead.
Here's a good thing about where the lobbyists failed in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
The corn industry was trying to get the FDA to allow them to rename high fructose corn syrup to something else like
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Some else sugar, and they said no.
Yeah,
there was too many people screaming already just at the fact that they presented the thing for it, and they got bombarded, and they said no, sorry, people ain't going to stand for that one.
Just be aware of like a few years ago they were doing the scare tactics about sugar. Oh, sugar's terrible. Oh my God, it's been led to rat feet or whatever. That is a scare tactic so the lobbyists can move in. And its example is like the restaurant game. Okay, oh, they found chicken noses in Big Macs. That is a slander, and there's a diversion to what's going on behind the scenes. The lobbyists are moving in.
Well, same thing with eggs. Year ago, eggs are bad for you. Eggs are, and it's like,
remember that. We'll give you high cholesterol.
They're actually pretty good for you now.
Yeah,
the truth is out.
That's right. So we hope it changes all the time. I think your best bet is if God made it, you can eat it. If people got involved, probably stay away from it.
Bingo. If it grows out of the dirt, it ain't too bad,
Yeah.
But because back in 2020, I bought a flat of Campbell's tomato soup. I had about 2 of them or 3 of them. And then I decided reading the thing one time while I was heating them, and I go, what the heck? Also, high fructose corn syrup on there. However, I can say this: Campbell's chicken noodle soup has no high fructose corn syrup in it.
Yeah, I wonder what else it has in it, though.
Because they couldn't find a reason.
Not much on that one.
This doesn't need sugar.
Because the reason is why they add sweeteners to tomato soup, because they're using unripe tomatoes for the soup. They're used to buying all these tomatoes. They got ripe ones, they got green ones, and it's all going in. And it's this is kind of bitter. We need to sweeten it up.
A big slurry. Yeah, a giant slurry factory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Carry on for a second. I'm going to go grab 2 cans here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you had 2
I have to show you guys this. This is a new thing for women because I know, too, we have other people that are caregivers. Mm-hmm. Bob, you probably would have loved having this thing. I can't get it to blow up the picture. Let me see if I can. No, darn it. It's a wicking system for women for instead of wearing diapers. As long as they're not
I grabbed 3
the
cans.
other end, like it saves a ton in wet accidents. It just starts. It somehow senses that they're going, and it suctions it up into that cup.
Yeah.
Well,
Mom used it in the hospital, and now it's also available for home health care. Sorry, I went right to pee while you were going.
That was right. Okay. All right. Tomato soup. Ingredients. First ingredient, which is always the largest ingredient, tomato puree, water and tomato paste. Second ingredient, high fructose corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Third ingredient, wheat flour, water, and then contains less than 2% of salt, potassium chloride, citric acid, natural flavoring, beaver butt oil, ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and monopotassium phosphate, celery extract, and garlic oil. So that is your Campbell's tomato soup.
Wow.
Campbell's chicken soup. You asked about that. So chicken stock, enriched egg noodles, And it gives, the wheat, eggs, flour, ferrous sulfate, chemicals I can't pronounce, and folic acid. Chicken meat contains less than 2% of salt. I'll make sure you get it right. Salt, chicken fat, water, monosodium. But it's got more water. Hang on a second. Because there's less than 2% of salt of water. Yeah, no. The water is much more than that. Okay, monosodium glutamate, cornstarch, modified food starch, dehydrated soy protein isolate, sodium phosphate,
Soy protein.
dehydrated chicken. Not above it said chicken meat. This is dehydrated chicken. So what part?
Did it say MSG in there or?
Yeah, monosodium glutamate.
Yeah. It's red label, right? Most of the red labels still have it, but I thought they had taken it out of some of them.
Yeah. But what gets me, it says dehydrated chicken, but up above it said chicken meat. So what part of the chicken that's not meat is dehydrated that they're putting in here?
Ew.
Must be the beak.
I'm thinking it's
Beaks and anuses. You're right.
Yeah.
no, I'm thinking
asshole.
it's fat. I'm thinking it's fat.
Yeah, it's probably the fat. It could
Yeah.
also be they use the feet for the broth.
Yeah. Then you got onion extract, garlic extract, and that's it for that.
You're almost reading the same label as this.
Yeah.
Hunts.
Oh wow!
Mhm.
Your
And the other, I got the Del Monte, which is same types, has in it too. But I'm not sure. I haven't read this one yet. But this is my wife's. She keeps several of them here when she comes up here. So I'm going to read what my wife has been eating. Ingredients. This is the chicken tortilla, the Progresso chicken tortilla soup. Okay. Chicken broth, tomatoes, cooked white chicken meat, onions, red bell peppers, green sweet peppers, corn, less than 2% of. Then it goes down. Black beans, toasted corn flour, modified food starch, tomato paste, corn protein, hydrogenized in parentheses, water, salt,
hydrogenized
some sort of spice. They list the name of spice, chili pepper, potassium chloride, natural flavors, beaver butt again, onion powder, sugar, soy protein isolate, tomato extract, sodium coconut oil, garlic powder, parsley, chipotle pepper, calcium chloride, citric acid.
I remember my mom's chicken soup. I'd go out and butcher a chicken and bring it into her. She'd cut it all up, drop it into a stew pot, cook it for a while, put in some carrots, some salt and pepper, a few other ingredients right out of the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I miss those days. That was just, I don't know if I'm going to be able to grow a garden out of my next place or not. I'll see what the neighbors are like. If I've got neighbors that can't be trusted or who want to stick into our business, I'll probably avoid it.
Or you can grow greens and put a box over it during the cold season.
Mm-hmm.
And they won't know what the hell you're doing. You just put it in the bag. You just slit open a bag, throw down some lettuce seeds, and put the clear top over it. And it's like a little mini greenhouse. They won't know. They'll be like, "Oh, what's the dude? What is that?" Like,
yeah. Or Bob, you can try growing some things in like get the dwarf container tomatoes to grow inside.
Yeah.
And some other.
Yeah, that's true. You could have the garage. Yeah, that's true.
And think of it this way: all the plants I'm growing in my house here, they're drawing the carbon dioxide out of the air and giving off oxygen.
Yeah, getting better oxygen. That's true, Gil.
I've got a young lady neighbor up on the second floor. She grows in her apartment. I don't think she's growing weed, but I think she's growing vegetables. But I already saw the neighborhood Karen already. I predict that one's going to be the one who's going to give me trouble, not the wife.
Fun.
Yeah. What's HV? What's that initial for? HFCS.
High fructose corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
Oh, does it matter? We're absorbing okay. Yeah, right. I know. We're like a walking time bomb with all the stuff they expose us to.
Yeah,
Oh, speaking of a walking time bomb, they let mom come home, but then they dispatched her. Oh my gosh, discharged her. But then the surgeon calls me after she's discharged and starts talking to me like, well, she could do this surgery. It's like a sleeve on her heart, and you're going to crack her open, and she's 84 and she's demented. Like,
One of the reasons why they do that is so that they can charge you more to go to their office call, not a hospital
outpatient call. And you
bingo.
Oh, the surgeon wants to see you next week, like within 10 days. I said, well, that's not going to happen because my mom ain't walking and we don't have any home health care just yet. So
and you guys discharged her early.
They did I was so pissed. Yes, they did. If you wanted
surgeons are fucking ghouls, man.
Yeah, well, it was the younger surgeon, so I know he probably was trying to get the money for the older surgeon and get a surgery in that he wants to do. When they're green, and it's like no.
Yeah, it's like the difference between a young attorney and a mature attorney. The young attorney will lie right to your face. Oh yeah, we'll really take them on, knowing full well. But a mature attorney will say, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's what they told me too today. I can, if it's sliding that way, Stephanie, right now she's doing the Alzheimer's like stage before the last stage because she still can answer us. My father couldn't really answer in the last stage, but everybody's different.
Yeah.
She's still can answer us. She just can't use her legs so much, and there's the not eating. We're having a hard time. In fact, I made her homemade chicken stew thinking she'll like that better than noodles. She'll like the potato. She came in on that gurney. She goes, oh, what smells?
Yeah.
And the guy with her, he sees my hair like this later, and he says, oh, are you Jewish? And I was like, it just caught me off guard. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, people used to say I looked like I had like that I was Jewish. Like, I don't, what? Like, I was still looking at him. He's like, oh, like, I'm like, he thought he offended me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to offend you. I said, I just didn't catch the vibe here. Like,
off guard.
But it turns out he's a European Jewish descent. And he saw this and thought I was European Jewish descent.
Yeah.
I said, no, but we're German and we've got.
We're a rich man.
And we started doing Fiddler on the Roof for my mother. But wonderful transport guys. Like
you're all talking bad about surgeons, but there are some golden eggs amongst them.
Yes, they're always.
My mom, after going through 3 different doctors, someone recommended, all right, check the last doctor she went to, besides the bad ones, was kind of like, you need to go talk to the surgeon. He's the specialist. Go see him. They should have recommended you go to someone before. She went in there. He got all the extra everything in it, and the guy went friggin' ballistic. And he goes, this first doctor should have seen this. A second-year medical student would realize what's going on here. Yeah. And basically, because of her bicuspid valve, she was getting fluid built up around the heart, and some other problems that were fixable. They weren't major; they were minor.
Wow.
Froze, but over time, 10 years or so, she started getting what were called cardiac faints, which they were misdiagnosing as a stroke. And he had all scheduled and everything else, and then she died on Christmas. 3 weeks before she's supposed to go in to get everything fixed.
Tibor, can I fill in those 30 days with maybe an out-of-pocket helper? Because right now I can't lift my mom. I mean, she is just dead weight, and she is dead weight of when they weighed her 220. And yeah.
Yeah, Also, you could look into Hoyer lift rent a
I
Hoyer
see. Oh,
lift.
rent it.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I saw
yeah,
the Hoyer
uh,
lift. Okay, okay,
yeah. Look into that, Carol. We
okay.
were lucky because we were able to lift and roll my mom around. She was pretty petite, but look into that. There's all kinds of medical equipment for rent. It's not cheap, but
Yeah,
you'll still
yeah,
be able to get her up and maybe get a
yeah,
chance of cleaning her or
yeah.
whatever's
That's what I'm
required.
thinking. Cleaning her, it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
hard. She's got like the stuff they used it to slide her up in the
Mm-hmm.
bed.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
didn't like help me get it down, and like I can't move it down because then I move her. It's
Yeah.
like
We
just stuffed more underneath her and put her thing on
I'm so lucky to
after
be
they do
married
it.
to a Filipino because my wife called Ate the oldest lady of the bunch, and she put out the word, we need caregivers. And the next day,
Yeah.
we had 2 licensed caregivers at our door with their lunch bag packed, ready to go to work. Those ladies taught us so much about moving a patient
Yeah.
in the bed. Like you grab the sheets and
Mm-hmm.
because they're tiny women and
Yep.
they learned all the tricks. It's like,
That's how they did it when they came
wow.
here, and I saw the nurses do that with her.
Yeah.
And I only had the one underneath her that goes the full length across
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
under, and then I had the pads. But they yanked the whole thing up with her, and I can't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it
Mm-hmm.
down
Mm-hmm.
from underneath her. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, I need a lift.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
We
Thanks. That's
had
good
to,
info, Q.
yeah, our 2 caregivers, we paid them and we had to pay them in cash and
Mhm.
until hospice kicked in and, you know, it was,
Okay, Steph. I didn't want to. I'm sorry to get into this while you were on here. I've been thinking about you, honey, and about you and missing your mom. And yeah,
yeah.
you've been on my mind a lot. I hope
Mm-hmm.
you're doing well. But yeah, we'll see. What the nurse is supposed to come tomorrow. They actually had called today to see if she was home, so they knew about the discharge before I did, and then boom. It was just like 5 o'clock. They call me. So we're discharging your mother. When can you be here to come and pick her up? With what? A crane? What am I supposed to pick her up with and get her to the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you say, I'll be there next Thursday.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry, I'm out of town right now. No, they'll put her in rehab. That's what they've been wanting to do. That's what I've been fighting for them to keep her until we got a bed. But yeah. Anyway, so that was, yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, other than yeah.
Well, yeah, that's at the same time this was all going on. My ex, with the help of my 2 former sons, were filing lawsuits, and all and yeah,
Horrible.
they
Horrible.
are awful people, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
one of
all
these
with that too.
one of these days I'll show the coffee table and nightstand I made out of, I should call them inheritance tables. These were firearms that were supposed to go to my sons, and yeah.
And you made coffee tables, like welded them together and made coffee tables.
Oh, the
You're
machinist
awesome.
got to work on it.
You're
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, that was during all of this with mom. I got hit with a restraining order that I'm too suicidal. My firearm should be confiscated to protect my own life. Get that?
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, so I had to have a psych eval to be able to continue visitation with my sons, all this crap,
Yeah.
and
Anything to rebuff at you, to
I
push you.
was reading my kids' statements. Lies, man. All
Yeah.
lies, and she was adding more lies to it.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, this was all going on at the same time. And
This is why
so
I'm so glad God graced me with, got one nephew who screwed up and he's running from the law, so he can't really come to Florida because I could just
oh, okay.
call.
You're lucky.
The other one's super messed up, but he was getting his life straight. He's out of state too. And then same thing. My sister didn't want to come back to Florida because she knew for her, she has disability with living on disability. It was better up in Virginia in the mountains. It was cheaper for her. And also the crime was not as bad as the areas they would probably put her in for low cost housing down here.
Yeah.
So God just like blessed me that way. So I don't have them, and they don't
You're
have
lucky.
they don't have money. My
Yeah.
brother does. If my half brother wanted to do something, which was my dad's son, then I'd be screwed because he's got the most money out of all the siblings.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem. It's like it's not his mom. Sorry that's happening. He's like kind of just like what I thought, Bob. When I told you when my dad died, I knew those two were going to be out of the picture. I knew this one just wanted, the other one wanted the stuff, same thing, out of the picture, and it was going to be me and Mom. So
Man,
I'm glad God arranged it, that it all came here.
Those that nightstand and a coffee table were okay. We got Mom buried, all that stuff. We moved out of that house. We moved here, and those nightstand and that coffee table was probably the first project I made in this shop. Because I read the statements from my kids. Dad's suicidal, and I had my firearms locked up.
Wow.
And on and on and on and on, lies, and I was like, okay, because I had a collection.
Honey, I saw him, Q. I saw him. So sorry.
I did have a collection of U.S. military rifles from the Spanish-American War all the way up to current. In infantry rifles, right?
Yeah, it's a collection.
Yeah, and I told my sons, when I pass away, I will these to you. And after I read all their statements, I went, you really want to confiscate my guns? Go ahead. See that coffee table right there? Go ahead. See that nightstand up next to my bed? Go ahead. They're yours. Take them.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. That's horrible. To have it come from your child like that's, I'm sorry, Bob.
Yeah. No,
my child came home and just side hugged me and, how you doing, Mom?
I never
One day
got
at a
that.
time, Mom. I know. I hate that you didn't get that. I mean, the other one just bounces off the walls and repeats everything. She's the, she's the one.
Same with a brother and sister. Same thing. They sued me. At the same time, all this stuff was going on. Yeah. Here, this shows you only a pussy will file a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Someone who, because I will not obey your commands. I have my set of morals. I will not compromise my morals for anyone.
Yeah.
That was my adventure. Yeah, I see that. That Auslander went through some similar
rough,
stuff.
Auslander.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really happy. Even with the bad experience I had with my sister.
Yeah.
We for our family, when my after my dad died and stuff, and my sister felt bad enough that she got my mom caught up in a real estate thing. They lost the big acreage, but she goes, she can come live with me. I'll take care of her. And she kept her for several years. And my mom got tired of moving every other year down there. Right. And so she came back up with us and stayed with us for 8 years or so before she passed away.
Wow.
But
my grandmother was fortunate to do, it was my uncles. My uncle had 2 stories. Then when she couldn't do that, then she went to my aunt's. And when she was about my mom's age, she was in a wheelchair, but could still kind of use her walker. She came on a trip down to see me because I asked, I said, Gran, I would love to see you one more time.
Right on.
And like quality time. So she came and stayed at my mom's for I think it was a month at least. So she was here when Hannah had her 6th birthday, and we did like a big thing because she was there. Like I bounced houses, and I had a friend at the time who owned miniature ponies, the little ones, the Shetlands, but she had the horses. They were authentic miniature horses. and she ran them around with the kids, and it was just awesome for my grandmother to see all of it. So awesome. But yeah, that's awesome that you got to do that time with her, Gil, even though she had to go through all those moves and stuff. Don't want to do that.
The thing is, my older brother and sister are half brother and sister. My mom got married
Okay.
young and dumb to a gigolo Puerto Rican.
Oh dear. Wow, that's better than my mom's story. My mom's was the drummer from a band.
Well, he was a player.
Yeah.
And he didn't look Puerto Rican, but and so she got to marry Genold, got rid of him. He's had.
Wait, they had children, and she was able to get the marriage annulled
because of what he was doing and what they were able to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He picked her up one time from work with his girlfriend in the car.
Oh, what a shit!
Yes. That's when my mom filed for divorce, and Lewis pushed for an annulment because he was Catholic.
I don't know if it was my husband that said.
Oh yeah, of course I look googly eyed.
But my dad adopted both my older brother and sister when and but other than my sister thinking that she's the know-it-all about everything, and my mom finally put her into place and pulled her off the living trust and made me the executor and my wife the co-executor.
Yeah.
Not my brother. My brother goes, nope, I've had enough of Mary Angel. And so my wife went to war with my sister for one day, and my sister backed down.
Yeah,
Oz, Staff Sergeant.
Hey, Oz, of course I'm going to look googly-eyed when I think about young Filipino woman. I'm thinking about kitty.
But, that was the total drama. The rest of it, with my brother and me, we were tight up until he got hit by a drunk driver with his kids. I mean, his kids and I were tight. I was the favorite uncle, and until I finally got married. And so,
it's hard, like as the families get older, and especially as critical members pass away. Like if you had a family like ours was half too. I was the only child of this marriage. You just watch like that dissolve. Like, and now I have a kid that doesn't want to have a kid. She's like, no, Mama, I think I'd be too overwhelmed as a parent. I'll be a pet parent, but I don't think I can be a parent to a child. Yeah. She's just like, it's so, life is so overwhelming for me. I can't imagine doing that. Yeah. And that's the one that was high functioning. So I understand it. Like when she was young, she was doing the echolalia and all that. And she would just like, when she would get excited, her little arms would come out because she was so sensitive, and toe walk and all that. So I'm so proud of where she is right now that it's like, I totally get it. I'll have grand puppies. It's okay. But it's just that, like if you came from a lot of cousins or, like when you were young, like I did, like we would go up to PA and there would be a bunch of cousins and the aunts and uncles.
It was like that when I was growing up. But my older generation went through the Great Depression and World War II. They were family tight, man.
Yeah.
Uncles and cousins for every 4th of July and birthdays. And but with my generation, man, I'm to give you an example, I'm leaving the country.
Yeah, there you go.
You understand? I tried to be that with my generation. Yeah. But it got backfired on me all the time. I just got used.
That right there.
I'm leaving the country. I got nothing here.
That right there shows that the propaganda worked. They wanted to rip apart our families, and they've done it over the generations. Yeah. They've ripped us apart. Mm-hmm. Hey, Scam family.
My grandmother on my mom's side was one of 15 kids.
Wow.
There were 13 boys, 2 girls. Up on the ranch, up by Coeur d'Alene, and when kid down in Southern California, there were my grandmother was down there, my her sister was down there, and one of her brothers. From those three, there was huge number of cousins that we were all always got together with, and every Christmas, it was like, okay, we're going to start at Ron's house. We're going to go from Ron's house to Barbara and Darwin's, to Joy and Riley's, back over to our house. And every family had, ours was the smallest family with four kids. The others had 6, 8 kids in their families. And we'd go around and around and around like that. And the Barbara and Joy were my mom's cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So these were my second cousins. And we were tight and stuff. And, one cousin goes, hey, can second cousins get married? And we were 14 at the time. And she goes to the parents. They were all sitting around, hey, can second cousins get married? And they go, it's kind of iffy. And she looked over me. You want to try it? we grew up playing. She was a tomboy, and it was like, and I'm like, really? And she goes, yeah, maybe not. But that's the type of family, and we still, still get letters and stuff from them now with Facebook, private messages from them and stuff, and still. And I haven't physically seen a lot of them in 25 years.
Yeah.
But we still, every time someone has a new kid, out comes all the stuff, photos and everything else. Mm-hmm. And far as I know, they're from Granny down, mm-hmm. My great grandmother down, the family is still tied.
Yeah, you're fortunate. Not a lot of families.
I feel very fortunate.
Yeah.
Of course, we also have a lot of stubborn people. All right. All right. So my grandmother, her maiden name. So Granny's name was Schwartz. And the Schwartzes were on the border of Germany and France, so they went back and forth which country they were in over the decades. I mean, over the centuries and stuff. But and then we had the Hills and the Crumrines, but it's all. So we got the English, we got the Germans, and we got some Irish, and everybody's stubborn. And when they get married, it's like, hell no, there ain't going to be no divorce here. We're going to work it out. We are not going to, And from the very beginning, that's what a lot of the families, kids were. It's like, okay, we know other people are having problems. We're not going to have that. And I know one of my cousins, Corky, when she was going to get married, she laid that out to him, and he would turn around and goes, well, I can't deal with this. He turned around and walked away before they got married. And the next couple of years later, she met someone else who goes, this is great. Yes, this is the type of family I want. And they're doing great still.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My brother didn't have any kids. He was the last one of my dad's, that could have carried on the family name. And he decided just to be a yuppie with this, now second wife, I think. But he's been with her for a long time now. I think that's going to be second and last. But yeah, they didn't have kids. And it was my half brother and half sister who did the drugs that had all the kids. I don't know how that always goes together. Lots of drugs, lots of kids. I don't get it.
The irresponsible ones.
Yeah, pretty much. And my other sister had just one, and that's my other half sister, and they're nuts. They're just nuts.
My baby brother.
They're nice, close nuts. Their family is very close to each other because they're all nuts.
Yeah. My baby brother.
Nobody else.
Got he and his wife were fooling around in senior year of high school, and we're gonna get married. Then they got married. She'd already had a short marriage. I'm not even sure she actually got married. Yes, she did. She had a short marriage for about 3 months.
Oh,
because she got pregnant as a sophomore in high school.
Oh my.
But you know, Jeff, you know, took Jamal in the swing and just, you know, did it. And he wound up with 6 kids himself.
Wow. Wow.
But my brother was like, you know, all right, he's like, okay, I'm a senior in high school. I'm going to have to get married. I'm going to start a company. And he started a landscape company in high school.
That's awesome.
Working the weekends.
Awesome.
And by I think it was by October after he graduated, he bought a house.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up. It was the guy had before him on a VA loan, and he was able to assume it for some reason or other. And so all of his kids, you know, hey, you work for a living, you take responsibility for your actions. Bob, you muted.
No, he's talking to his wife.
So
she's not fired. She's not fired now. She brought you food.
She's not fired.
She's not
No.
fired. She still has her job.
Yeah. It's called menudo. It's a beef stew, Filipino beef stew. And she said that her buddy made it for her.
Aww.
And it's got and it was got fresh tomatoes, garden fresh tomatoes in it.
Hang on. There we go, big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I might keep her around.
Maybe.
Might.
See if the friend can do a little part time in the kitchen. See if you can negotiate that. Say
they always
for the nights you don't
I
want to
teach
cook.
them. I mean,
they do that. She'll get a phone call once in a while from one of the ladies. Like one of the ladies, her husband was an aircraft mechanic, and they were having financial, and so she'd get a phone call, and our daughter or my wife would go drive off and come back with this big catered dinners.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's like
amazing.
No, that they are tight. These people are tight, man.
I wish I had that. Like I don't have a just white girl.
I didn't have that when I was married to American. It was none of that.
Just American white girl who looks Jewish with my little, I look European Jewish. I don't have a problem with that.
You should have told him you were Jewish. Maybe you would have got better treatment.
Maybe. They did. They were excellent, and it's funny. He came in with his like surfer stuff on, and he was like, "Hey," just typical kind of Florida grown-up surfer, like laid back. They did so well with my mom. I was so impressed. I really was. I tipped them well, and Mom was like, "Did you tip them?" And I told her, and she's like, "How much?" And I told her, and she goes, "Okay, that's good."
Good, all right.
She doesn't know numbers, but she kind of knew that was like a higher number than.
Hey, Glenn, how's it going?
What's up, Glenn?
Yeah. So yeah, family. Yeah. If you start out your family with I want to put it, the stubbornness ideal that we are not going to let this fail.
Yeah.
And the problem is nowadays it's like, oh, marriages are throwaways. Doesn't work. Yeah, I get a divorce and go marry someone else.
I'm sorry, I still have my bags packed by the door, so I don't know.
Well,
just keep a little bag there. Okay.
I fire her once a week or so, but she just keeps coming back. I don't get it. Mm-hmm. She has a famous saying, no refunds, no returns.
Oh, I like that one. That's cute. It's really cute.
Hon, I'm going to trade you in on a new model. No refunds and no returns, mister.
No upgrades either. That's what I would be like. Just add that one in. No upgrades.
So today's the 15th. So last Saturday was Chris's and mine 34th wedding anniversary.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. That's awesome, Gil.
Yeah. And I realized today that my wife and I have been married longer than my mom and dad knew each other.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Man, we had our 14th out on the Tacoma waterfront with fish and chips and Coca-Cola.
Love
That's
it.
an awesome lady. That's an awesome lady.
Yeah.
You know, just
That is.
happy as a clam sitting there with her husband.
Now,
Oh, that sounds delicious, Duncan. Yum.
what was that?
Honey garlic grilled.
Oh,
That sounds so
that
good.
does sound very delicious. So my wife, she's planning hopefully to come up here.
Harry Blippi.
Well, the sex is good, Tibor, if they hate you for some reason. That's
Oh.
what the movies always teach,
And that grudge. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so my wife is planning on coming up not this weekend, but next weekend.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
So on the 26th, for Monday the 26th,
Yeah.
I may or may not be going live.
Okay.
If I do go live, I'm going to try to have her in here with me
Nice.
because it's going to be a birthday special for me.
Aw.
Yeah, I turned 65.
That's right. You were trying to hold off on some of the benefits of that.
And I found out today there was a Blue Cross nationwide
You look marvelous.
call type thing with flights and stuff. And we're trying to figure out, get it's just on it. The one point that would affect us.
Oh,
cool.
Little mama.
Stolen shot. That one raised eyebrow.
The one thing that would affect us, and probably the end of it, is since I'm retired.
Yeah.
But we are on my federal employees health benefit plan.
Oh crap!
Mm-hmm.
The boys still allowed to be on that with
until turn 26 because of the because of Obamacare.
Yeah.
But the one is turns 26 in November, and he works at Walmart. And
great!
So, he's happy there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the thing is though, since my wife is still working, the person at the Social Security office didn't tell me that and this is what they were talking about in the online meeting thing here. If you and I'll give you what the thing is. If the one person is retiring, the other spouse is working, and all they said was, and you have your employers from your previous employer, your health insurance still coverage.
Yeah.
You don't have to get Part B until your spouse retires, and then you have 8 months. But the question is, the way they were saying it back and forth, doing it, says, okay, wait, whose insurance? The spouse is still working, or me, the retired federal employee. If it's me as the entire federal employee, and we have to worry until she retires.
Yeah.
Then I need to go back down there and cancel Part B, and say, no, I'm not going to pay $170 a month because I don't have to, because I'm not going to get a penalty when she retires. And that's what it is. There's no penalty. If you go past your 60th birthday and then you sign up for Part B, every year you're not on it, it's a 10% penalty.
Oh my gosh. Oh shit. I don't know. I wonder if my mom's even has. I'm like confused now. I just have Florida Blue. We have our own Medicare. It's called Florida Blue because all she had was Keystone 65, which is PA's thing with Medicare.
I'm going to have to call PS.
Anyways, what happens on this is, if I don't have to worry about getting the penalty until my wife retires, then I can cancel, and that will be 5 years at $170 a month. That's a lot of money to save that I don't have to worry about spending on it, because right now my federal employee health benefit plan covers everything we need.
Yeah, I know that's really hard because my dad, I think, went through that too with IBM because he had really good health insurance through them.
Gil, I would have never figured you for anywhere close to 65. I call BS.
Right? He looks amazing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Then he shows
I've
his
seen
shiny
people
head.
in their 30s who are freaking bald, dude.
Yeah.
True, my wife. Actually, I started losing my hair in I was 24, but that was a chemical accident. Drinking the water up in Dickinson, North Dakota, the most chemically treated water in the United States. Put me in the hospital for 4 days. One glass of water.
Yeah.
But no, see, I'm 8 years older than my wife.
Okay.
However, this is the fun part. My mom was 8 years older than my dad.
Neat. My
Now, my
dad
daughter,
was 12 years.
my daughter's husband is 8 years older than she is, and he's a lazy SOB.
Oh, wow. Do you think he's on the spectrum? The way he plays games and he's kind of cutting himself off.
He's on the narcissist spectrum.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
You could just maybe give him a shot of what is that stuff they give you when you're
357.
like dying and it's just like to the heart.
I heard that. 357. No.
Or I do have the 30-30 accelerator rounds that are untraded.
So it would
buckshot to the
be
ass.
SW, 357 milligrams. I get you.
357 milligram injection.
Yeah,
SW. Indeed, very good.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow,
Hang on a second.
Yeah, I don't. I'm so screwed. I don't know about the A, B's, and C's of Medicare.
My youngest son wants to give him the 300 gram soft nose hollow point injection.
There you go. Or you could just get those little BBs that the Russians shoot into people and just take them down with a BB. Oh, sorry, it was such and such disease or such and such. God, he had a massive heart attack. I don't know why.
What'd you give him? I gave him a quote from the Iceman. That contract killer. Yeah, I found him and I put him down. What'd you give him? I gave him a heart attack, and he laughed like. He was a contract killer for the mafia. I gave him a heart attack. Yeah. It's like, oh God. So
I want to know how you did that. I'm not sure.
You should watch that. It's on YouTube. The Iceman tapes. Oh boy.
Is it
Richard Kuklinski?
Oh no, thanks. It's a real dude.
Real dude.
Yeah, I can't do that. The darkness.
He's about 6'9" and over 400 pounds, and he can't even remember how many people he dropped.
That I can't watch that. That would give me the creeps so bad. Like I wouldn't. I'm too sensitive for stuff like that. I still haven't seen the one that you guys always quote from. I can't watch that.
Well, he was so violent and powerful during the interview. All of a sudden his face kind of changed a little bit.
Oh.
And this guy, the guy who was interviewing him, was like a doctor or something, writing a paper,
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, are you all right, Richard?" "Yeah, you almost made me mad right there. Almost."
That's demonic.
Oh, yeah, there
That's
was nothing.
full on demonic if he does like one of those, and then you hear a different voice.
He should have seen him when they were walking him down the hallway. Two of the biggest guards that they had in the facility, they were midgets next to him. I mean, he was uncuffed the interviewer said, "I knew if he wanted me, he could have killed me at that instant with just his bare hands." Like,
yikes.
Watch it if you want to get creeped out. The Iceman tapes, Richard Kuklinski.
Yeah. I'm good. That's so funny. How the garden put? He's like, lead poisoning can be bad. Yeah, that one's worse than paint chips, eh?
Yeah.
And chewing paint chips. Oh my goodness. Oh, don't you want this smoothie? I only put some lead paint in it for you.
Don't worry about the hemlock in there.
Yeah, no big
Yeah.
deal. No big deal.
Mhm.
I can't remember that one that we have down here, and it's a southern thing.
Don't worry about that.
The oleander, little oleander tea.
Oh yeah,
Nature.
oleanders. I hate those plants.
Hate the caterpillars worse. One stung my daughter. Fell on her on the way in church.
We have
Oh.
belladonna here.
Yeah, they have a stinging caterpillar that eats
Ooh.
oleanders.
Well, because the oleanders in California, I mean, they planted them everywhere. I'm not saying who was in charge of that.
They're here too.
Jerry Brown's father.
Snipes
anyways.
all over the place.
You mean Fidel's son?
No.
Oh no, that's
Worse.
the other one. That's right.
Anyways,
Fidel's son is in Canada.
they planted them up and down on the interstate. They planted them anytime they had divided highways. They planted them down the middle, and they got pretty pink and white flowers. So everybody started getting them in there for landscaping around their house.
Yeah.
Problem is, all of a sudden, a lot of kids started dropping dead because the little kids went out there and it's sweet and sticky and sweet on the leaves.
Don't.
What?
Oh Lord.
I hadn't heard that. I didn't know that.
Oleanders are very poisonous.
Oh, I know they're very poisonous, but I didn't know kids were like eating them. That's great.
And like when the neighbor had several of them that he bought the house. They were already there, and we're pruning every year. And I because it's growing over our side, I pruned our side, he pruned his side. I told him, hey, don't forget, you got to wash the loppers with rubbing alcohol. He goes, why? It's poisonous. The next year he ripped them out.
I would too.
We
Yeah,
never
and
put
rip them
angel
out.
trumpets in because of that. The kids were making tea out of it to trip off of down here, and they were dying.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So my husband never put them in because he, like, with his job, learns about different ornamentals, and he never put that in. We never put oleander in. Nope. Wasn't taking a chance, and they're beautiful. Angel trumpet trees are gorgeous, but every time I see one, I just think of death.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, that's a beautiful tree of death.
it's like that. It's like that garden, the garden of death. Every plant in there is poisonous.
Yes.
It's beautiful, but you don't touch nothing. You wear gloves when you go in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, cute. The greetings inside. Nice to see you too, Creative Redundancy.
Oh, man. So my wife gave me some good news today. I haven't had a chance to verify it though.
Oh.
It's a rumor until it's been verified. The railroads and the unions today made a temporary agreement to postpone the strike.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Good.
I figured they would, or if it's the part of the NTSB, the Fed would probably intervene if it went.
Yeah, not on
very
this.
long.
No, they wouldn't. Not with what they want. Not with what the Captain Crazy and his cohorts want to happen.
Yeah,
they would love to see a strike go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe they're saving it for a certain time.
Winter.
Yeah, winter. Yeah.
The dark winter.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that piece of information, you guys have a reprieve. Get out and get your extra food storage, your winter stuff, whatever you need. When my wife gets up here, we're going to go get some couple big propane tanks that I can put inside the shop to keep the shop warm.
Yep.
And then I can also refill the small ones for my Mr. Buddy in here.
Yeah, like I went on to who is it? Hers is a gun channel.
Tasha or Tarsha?
Tarsha. I twice I've been on her panel very briefly. I said firearms are available now. Ammunition of every kind is available now.
Yeah.
Get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
While you can. Same way, and I was aiming towards the election time, and I said, get it now while it's here.
I'm gonna have
Put
to have
food
my
and water
husband
away.
get mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are being proactive.
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
The one thing I want to do, I've talked about this before. I've talked about the pre-charged pneumatic air rifles because there's no paperwork on them. I want to get a couple of those. But as far as firearms go, I've been doing a lot of research on this over the last 8 months. The FN was contracted by the Joint European Military to create a replacement pistol for the 9mm.
Yeah.
And that is the 5.7. 5.7 turned out better than they hoped for.
Oh, goodness.
And I froze. The 5.7 on, I'm trying to think who did it. FTB TV is a gun review show and stuff. He took it out there and he actually put soft body armor and hard body armor on different ones shooting through, and it went right on through it and right on through two gallon jugs and into the gel.
Yeah.
And the 9mm wouldn't go through the body armor at all.
I've always stayed with common cartridges that are available. The Wildcat is nice and all that, and the new developments are nice, but I go for like 30-06, 308 Winchester, 12 gauge, 45 auto, 9, because every one of these houses around here has got at least one of those in their house. And something happens to them, I can go in there and get a box of their stuff, or just thinking ahead, And same with if we got 9 or 308, military has got all that, by the tons. So it's going to be available. I know what you're saying about some of the Wildcat stuff, but I've never invested in it.
But the 5.7 has been officially adopted by all the European militaries. They're getting rid of the 9mm.
I swear,
and now the U.S. is looking at it as well now.
I was just thinking the same thing, Carol.
Right? They could totally do an Odd Couple live.
What?
And you can play up your personality, Bob, with oh fuck it, and Bill can do be prepared. Both of you have your own view on preparedness. A lot of things.
I like what Bob was saying.
You have your differences, and that would be kind of a cool show to see. Like, well, no, I think
what Bob said about the ammunition stuff. So what I have, I'm not going to tell you everything I have. I'm just going to tell you the categories. 22s. I got a lot of 22s.
Yeah.
I got my 357, which I've talked about, which I've carried. Was my service revolver from when I first started working law enforcement. I have 30-30s. Because we always loved, my dad loved 30-30s. We all loved 30-30s, my brothers and stuff. So 30-30s. We have 30-30s, 12 gauge, 410 gauge, just because sometimes you don't need a 12 gauge going after squirrels or whatever.
Interesting, Austin. I didn't know that.
And now my son has picked up something I want to get. He's doing the 45-70, which is not that uncommon, but it's not that. It's around, but it's such a heavy hitting rifle that you're not going to find as much of it around as you do the 30-30s and 308s and stuff. But once you find someone that has it, they got a lot of it.
Awful Idaho Garden Girl. So then how are we going to survive? You'll own nothing, but you'll be happy. What? Because you don't have to go to work, but you just live off whatever the government gives you?
Eat your neighbors.
Yeah, they're prepping us for that. They talk about cannibalism a lot in the media.
I'll do it. I will. I'll do it. If I can skin out and dress a deer or a cow, sheep, all that, I've done it. I'll do the same thing to a human being. I really will,
Bob, stick to the vegetarians if they're grass-fed.
Yeah, they're grass-fed. Less disease probably in them, so,
I've also eaten bugs. I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're one of the ones that will make it, Bob.
Well.
I might be like, one of your kids.
I forgot. I do have a 223. I do have a 223 ranch rifle.
Yeah, I know. I see what he's saying, and Oz is saying about 5.56 and 223. I've got a varmint rifle in 5.56, and I've got some ARs that are in 5.56.
Yeah.
You can use a 223 in a 5.56, no problem. I've got a CZ made in the Czech Republic with a hammer forged high twist rate of twist barrel, free floated Kevlar stock with an adjustment Timony trigger in that. It's a varmint rifle chambered for the same thing as my AR uses, same with my son's AR, all that. We in this house have stuck with the same ammunition, all of it. You know, the only Wildcat we got in the house is my son bought a 40 Smith & Wesson. It's
I
a
don't know what UBI is, Tibor. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with your initials tonight. And they're probably obvious, just like the last one was.
My sister has a couple of 7 mil
A Mauser?
Mausers,
Never-
exactly. She used to take those hunting, and what's funny is she would go hunting deer with her in-laws up in Utah, and if she got skunked out and didn't get anything on the way back, she'd start popping the heads off of guinea hens.
Yeah.
With a 7 mil Mauser. Yeah, you just you go up this one. You should get like 3 or 4. Okay, this is what we're having for dinner.
Yeah,
I know they were good eating. Bob, your Bob is going to be on the plate then.
I've got a 130-06. I've always stayed with 30-06 because of hunting rifles. I mean, that's what everyone around here hunts with is a 30-06 or 30-30. It's a Browning A-bolt. It's stainless steel. It's made in Japan. A composite stock, free floated barrel, and it's pillar bedded into rubber to absorb vibration. And I've got one hell of a scope on it. It's like a Swarovski scope on it. So,
wow.
Yeah, I've got a couple Swarovskis. I've got a Burris tactical scope on the CZ 220 or 5.56 bolt action rifle. I've been a shooter my whole life. I know what I'm doing. You know, I mean, just seriously, don't.
I got some pew-pews, but I can't remember all that stuff that you guys talk about.
I'm one of those guys that just, when I say just don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I haven't got a firearm, I'll use a knife. I'll take you apart with a knife, just like that, you know.
Yeah, Carol,
I'm not trying to be a badass, but I am a badass, you know. I'm a
Carol,
nice guy, but...
If you're, looking at it, I don't know if you have any firearms yet or not.
Yeah, I have some pew-pews. I have a 22. Is it Marlin? It's an old 22 Marlin. My husband got
Marlins were good.
And then we got the what is it? It's Bob's seen it. It's got it's my shotgun, but it also comes with magazines. It came with 2 magazines.
Yeah.
So I can put in 5, and I think there's a 6th in the chamber or something like that. See, I haven't even gotten to play with that one.
My son's got.
It's an armory, something armory.
Yeah, my son bought a
rock something.
The Rockland.
Yeah, Rock Island. Those are made in the Philippines. Yeah, those are made in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son's got a AR-12. It looks just like an AR-15, but it's a 12 gauge, semi-auto. I asked him today, did you have any fouls with it or anything? He said only one failure to eject, not a failure to extract, but a failure to fully eject. And that's it. He's fired hundreds of buckshot and bolt and everything down. We're serious. I mean,
No, I've seen your brass before, Bob. That brass box.
Where we live, with so congested with people. Yeah. We've got to be, because
and they've come right up to your house and into your garage. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably be more opt your life of knowing guns and
Bob, what you said about getting all your family on the same type ammunition and type stuff like that.
Yeah.
My wife and I were talking, and she was talking, and then she'd been talking with my son.
Yeah.
And we maybe go, instead of going with 12 gauge for everybody, go with 20 gauge or 16 gauge for everybody. That way the ladies can handle it. And
my wife can handle it. My women can handle a 12 gauge.
Yeah, but it's at scout camp they use 20 gauge at scout camp, and both my boys were boom, day one. All right, you got everything perfect. You got your merit badge for the shooting portion. You just got to do the paperwork now.
Gosh, now that you were talking about that, I don't even know the shot if it was 20 or 12. I think it was
Yours
12
is a
that I
12.
fired.
Yours
For
is a
what
12
is
gauge.
skeet? No, mine's
Oh.
12. I know that, but
Mhm.
when you shoot skeet, what is the usual like?
Usually
what they
12 gauge.
12 gauge.
Okay. And I
12
fired
gauge.
12 gauges before. And I
12,
did well.
12 gauge, and the juniors shoot 16 gauge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you the story again. My wife, when I got her this 590 right here and my 500, the first time she fired a 12 gauge pump shotgun, she went through 100 rounds of double-aught buck. She's covered in bruises. And the next week, I want 100 more rounds. Next week, she dumped down 100 more rounds of double-aught buck.
She did.
Uh-huh. Even though she's in pain, she just like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
And I got
knows. She's unfortunately she's got the visuals in her mind for the rest of her life.
Yep.
That'll push her through it. Yeah.
I want nobody else standing by my side but her. Seriously, watch my back.
Rambo and Ramboette.
No. It's Bob is Burt Gummer, and she's his wife. From the original Tremors movies.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we're not that covered in guns, but the ones we have.
You would love to be. I would love to be.
Yeah,
I would love to have that base.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I have extra grounders. Oh.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people who are paranoid about talking about firearms and showing them on their channel, but
yeah,
you got to understand too, man. If something happens to them, they all get stolen, they all get confiscated or whatever. All I got to do is come up with $50, and I'll walk down to Dopeville, and I've got a gun.
Yeah, they'll have them.
Yep.
Right?
They always do. They always do because they break into our houses.
It's probably going to be more than $50 though when it all comes down and we got.
Yeah.
The shit hitting the fan.
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I've been hearing about T-Board saying about Elon. He does drop hints about what's coming. Yeah. He likes to do it on Twitter.
Yeah, and he hates Bill Gates.
I love that about him, but he's still part of the elite party and part of Bilderberg. He was at Bilderberg when he was really young.
I'm gonna bounce out, guys. Gonna pay some attention to Mrs.
Bob.
She bought me some of this nice Filipino stew. You're still hired for another week, Mrs. Maybe 7 days, maybe. No.
I'd like to negotiate the cook coming over, and in case you're gone at any point. Is she hot? That's all you have to say. Mister?
Mister? Watch it, Mister.
Bob, before you drop out, Bob, drop out, have you ever heard of the Calico?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It comes through the 50 round or 100 round octagonal spiral fed magazine for 22s.
Yeah.
I've had mine since almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had 2 jams with it.
That's all right. That's good.
And that was the ammunition that a bad ammunition, cartridge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what I really wanted to get, and they only made a couple of them that were experimental. They made the 22. They made the 9mm for military and police. They made I think about 15 prototypes of 45 long Colt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Could you imagine a 50 shot?
Why does it do that though? Like does it give it more like velocity? What is it doing while it's spiraling?
Okay, the magazine is loaded like this, so it doesn't go. So you're not using a big old banana clip or something like that. And all it does is just feed easier and cleaner.
Oh, okay, cool.
But the thing is, so it's like 50. Most of your 45s have the 45 longs are all in revolvers, so you got 6 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got this thing that has 50 shots.
Right. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. I've seen those huge magazines. It's hilarious. It's like, how you going to run with that? Like, what if you got to run? The thing is hanging
The thing is, though, the magazine is only this big around.
awesome.
and it's that long, and it's 50
Oh, wow.
rounds.
Do you have a picture of it? Because it's like
Hang on a
it's
second
like
here.
Sharon, like what? I don't.
Yeah. Calico. Okay, that's the pistol.
Hi, Corky Q. It's so cute, Tibor. WG was in here before, and he asked me about why I wasn't up here, and I didn't get to answer him. So.
All right, so these are the pistols, but this here
It looks like
is the
something
rifle.
like from Germany, like the old.
American made.
Wow.
Yeah, American made. It was. This is the 22 version. This is the 22 pistol with the 50. No, has the 100 round on it because it's sticking out beyond it. The 50 round cuts off right there at the back at the stock.
Uh-huh.
This one here is a 50 rounder on it.
Oh, I see it. Oh, wow, that's wild.
Yeah, and they made this is semi-automatic only. The 9mm had a select fire, semi-automatic or full auto, and that was for military and law enforcement only. The 45 one was
People are saying it's like the old. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's old Spencer rifle, spiral mag. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's wild.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Gatling gun, but it's not all the stuff isn't all pulled together. It's like rolled all into the top.
Oh, I just realized what it does look like. Set your phasers to stun.
Yeah, that's what you kind of like that, or the old like when they would have the German movie, like
they were actually
German bad guys. They
used in a lot of movies as laser rifles. Yeah, they put special effects for the laser
gun. There was a German gun. It was called the grease gun, wasn't there?
That was the British grease gun.
Oh, the British
grease gun.
I always thought that was German.
But the Germans always had like weird looking guns in the old movies, like when they were playing Nazis and stuff.
The Lugers always.
Yeah. Oh, cool! You can see the spiral in that picture.
Yes, this has the clear case on it.
Wow.
But
I need to check on my mom. I just thought I hear her. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And they did later on. They added a solid wood stock to it as well.
Wow.
But I would love to get that one of those prototypes. It probably cost me about $5,000 to get it at least.
Yeah, no doubt.
Get one of the prototypes. The prototypes were semi-auto. They were going to go with select fire on it as well, but the military goes, "Nah, we don't need that. That's too powerful." We already had the Tommy gun, and we got away from that. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's the baby I had there, and to see the stock on it here. There's a go between them. See how that stock right here is a disengaging pin, and this whole thing folds under, and then from here to here it slides in and out 4 inches. So you can fold it out and have it for a kid, or you can slide it back farther for an adult. Yeah, I love that thing. I just shot so much through it. Absolutely fun. But yeah. Yeah, so it's Calico M100 is the 22 version. The first 9mm was the M900, and then they changed it to the M950 after they did some more for the second version of the 9mm. The 22 ejects out to the right. The 9mm ejects straight down, and it has a clip on it, so you can put a bag on it to catch all your brass.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the 45 ejected straight down as well. Let's see here. See if I can find the other here.
Sorry about that, Idaho Garden Girl. Everybody's been having internet issues lately.
Yeah. Okay, this one here, let me go bring it back up here. Here is where it ejects out the bottom on the nut for the 9mm. And you can also get it with the full rifle setup as well. I'm not sure if it has the see if I can find if it even has the M-4500. No, it just shows the other one. I don't see. I'm looking for the special look on the one for it. I've seen it once. Here's the original M900. But yeah, I don't see the 4500. Like I said, trying to find a picture of the 4500. Guys don't like to share their pictures of the 4500. They don't want people to know they have it. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, when my wife comes back up here, if her boss allows her to stay or her boss tells her, all right, yeah, just froze. If her boss tells her to just come on up on the 24th, stay up there for 3 weeks, don't worry about coming back, stay up there for the entire crunch time, do all your work up there. Then on some of the weekends, we're going to experiment and see if we can pressure can ground beef.
Cool.
And if it works good on the ground beef, I got something else I want to pressure can. Basically, the Jimmy Dean fully cooked sausages I was talking about that I picked up at thing. Put those in the little pint jars.
Mm-hmm.
With a regular size lid, they'll stack in there. You pour beef broth in over it and pressure can it. And now instead of having
can't you raw pack something like that?
You can, but it winds up cooking anyways. But see, the patties are already done. You pour the beef on it; they're already shaped and formed. So when it comes out, it comes out as the patties again. But instead of having like 4 weeks or 5 weeks refrigerated or a 1 year frozen shelf life, and now you got it canned, and it's got a 5, 7, 8 year shelf life.
Yeah, it is Vitra. I think Vitra might be behind in the thing. Unless you guys were talking about cannibalism while I was gone, because that was Bob way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get that. What is that disease? I can't remember.
Yeah, and you generally get that disease from eating the brains of relatives.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't even like tripe. No.
I don't even like the thought of cannibalism. I just no. Seen too many yuck history pictures. Gross. Oh, good for you. You got a new router? I hope it stays connected to Idaho Garden Girl. I need to get probably a new one soon. Yeah. Oh, while we were having all this happen too, guess what? I had dead zones in my house that I've never had before because this is a 4G.
You have dead zones now or before, or you had before?
I just got them while Mom was in the hospital. It just started. Isn't that wonderful? The timing.
So now you got dead zones.
Yeah. Because it's probably the phone. Because there's, the 5 is the wave of the future, and they're going to make the other phones obsolete because they need all that to keep track.
There is the movement to ban 5G.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so dangerous. There is scientific data going back 30 years that the frequencies for 5G are dangerous to humans because those frequencies used to be amateur radio, ham radio frequencies. And they never set up their antenna within 50 feet of where they were at because of the radio waves.
And this is basically, isn't this sort of an antenna that you're always carrying because it has an antenna
antenna's right there in it.
Antenna in it.
But the worst part is not the phone itself; it's the repeaters they put up, and they go, "Oh, these things are we're putting a bunch of them in the city, and we're doing it at low power output."
They only have a
People
range.
be going out and reading the power output. The power output is higher than the 4G ones were, and they got them like every other block in some places. So the entire block is getting irradiated with the 5G frequencies.
And they can't go any higher with the power because the tissue in the human body is within the same wavelength as the 5G.
Yeah, and the guys,
words, your body is a receptor or an antenna.
Yeah. And there's several books out on the studies on stuff where they've tracked the clusters of cancer from 5G. There was a university where not on the building, out in the street, and you had the big grass area from there to the university. But that 5G transmitter was so powerful that just about, I think they said something like 30% of the workers in the building came down with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did they ever confirm what made all the flocks of birds actually drop out of the air and not some scientific phenomenon crap? Like,
I don't know.
Testing of that or testing of something that maybe military has?
I'm not sure on that.
Future was 17 minutes behind.
Yeah, and it was just
So
America
funny.
that happened. It happened other places as well. So
Yeah.
whatever they were testing had the same
Yeah.
effect all around the world.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe 5G.
Well, it could also have just been electromagnetic generators. Screw up all the birds' internal electromagnetic for compass, from nowhere to fly. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, okay, we're flying here.
Oh, that's terrible. What's electromagnetic? Is that like from CERN? Like what they have is just a ginormous one of those, or what is that thing?
Oh, the collider.
Yeah, the God molecule.
The collider has electromagnetics on it, which is why nobody's in the tunnel when they're running it. But it's just it's like the electromagnetic fields generated outside. They were testing some stuff, I know, and that was one of the things they thought might have caused problems with birds, but generally that would screw up their navigation, not kill them. Of course, then they do the magnet powerful enough, it would kill a person.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably do have that. That's why I was wondering. It's just
they have microwave weapons, which is
they can microwave. That's true.
Yep. 4G and 5G is in the gigahertz.
Yeah, they can concentrate. I've heard that too. They can concentrate microwaves of people.
Yeah.
Well, they have that crowd. They have that crowd thing that it heats somebody right up, like.
Yeah.
That's sounds just like microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's more like ultrasound, though.
Is it ultrasound that does it? Oh, okay.
I think it's the frequency of the ultrasound for heating people up. For the heat one makes them all. It's sound waves and ultrasound. So you got a bunch of different frequencies of sound that makes them nauseous, heat up, and just disoriented. Those are equilibrium off. So it affects the inner ear. Affects the brain, makes them nauseous and everything else, and then heats them up.
That's wonderful. What a nice thing they can control society with if they get that smaller.
Here's something a lot of people don't realize that, and I'm not against that. I don't want any young people getting upset with me. But these stereo systems with the really, really deep bass, and they amplify it up there, thousands of watts of power in an enclosed area.
Yeah.
They don't realize this, and they can ask a cardiologist about this. It does throw your heart rate off. It throws your heartbeat off.
Yeah.
And these people are slamming, thousands of watts of bass into their body, and they wonder why later on they're either deaf or they're sick or both.
Yeah.
And heart disease is a big killer, actually, in African American families.
Yeah,
Like, really bad.
my new phone is a 4G phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't carry it with me except when I go to the store.
Okay.
And so, but most of the time it's sitting here on the desk. When I'm working around here, I come in and I go, all right, did anybody text me? Anybody call me? And I put it off over here to the side over here. So I don't.
Yeah.
I miss my my 1G Nokia flip phone. No, actually, it wasn't even a flip phone. It's the Nokia 3300.
The little Nokias, they were great.
Yeah.
The only thing they weren't great for was now that there's texting. That would have taken forever.
It took forever then when I was texting on it. I went too far. Got to go around again.
Push the button too long.
I remember somebody texting me and I was like, I don't have the money for that. Don't text me. I don't have that plan. Don't text me. Just call. It's just for phone calls. I'll tell you what, though, that Nokia was working after Hurricane Wilma. Everybody else who had gone already digital at that time, their phones weren't working. They were out. But mine was still able to call out.
Yeah. And they had incredible battery life. They will last for days.
Yeah, they don't think nothing about it. That's true, Tibor.
Yeah.
Oh, anything it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
If a drone is looking for you, do not engage it. If you destroy it, more will come.
Also, if people,
interesting thought, Vitra.
Need to look into that. Don't be shooting drones down. They are considered aircraft now.
Yeah.
So
they changed. Okay.
Yeah, they are considered, and that's a federal offense. So, if you
are
shooting the drone down because you're paranoid or whatever, have at it, because you're gonna have some time in court. And
that's awful.
Yeah. It's just like shooting an airplane out of the sky.
I am not recommending this. This is something I heard somebody else was doing. They had some guy was flying a drone over their place. They went and got a bunch of Mylar balloons and tied them all together. And here it comes. Oops, the balloons got away from me. Crash. Oops. We were having a party and the balloons got away and the guy flew his drone right into the balloons.
Too bad. Mr. Peeper's little peeper is all gone.
And the thing is, though, if you have drones around that are, hovering over you, you can report them because they're supposed to be so high up, so far away, and so you can report them and stuff.
Right.
You're like, it must have hit my arbor out there. I don't know what happened to it.
I don't know. He flew into the no-fly zone because we had it posted and everything else on all social media. We were launching rockets here today.
We were doing science experiments for the kids in the backyard. Sorry, Barry.
People think that they own the airspace above them, and technically the government claims it.
Yeah.
But we have like a 400-foot range, depending on what the maps tell you.
Oh, creepy, Duncan.
To fly in, so
only once or military ones that she gets to see.
Yeah.
Yee.
All right. Well, it's 12:30 here, which means it's 2:30.
I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta get sleep.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow, Courtney's doing the 10 Eastern with Tammy.
It's 12 usually Eastern.
12 Eastern. Oh yeah, sorry. 10 here, 12 Eastern. It's that late. I'm getting my time zones back.
Yeah, the Rebel canners, Blue Ribbon canning.
Blue Ribbon canning.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm doing Friday yet.
Then you're not going to do it?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I got to see how my mom's doing tomorrow. Hopefully we get a nurse here.
Play it by ear, Carol. You can always
play it by ear. Either Carol will be doing it, or she'll palm it off onto Barry or Courtney or me or someone to do it.
Yeah.
You never know. I might.
Then Saturday is
special fill-in Friday host.
Yeah,
I'm not
Saturday,
as pretty as you, but,
Hedgehog. Hedgehog on Saturday.
I think
Laura?
Saturday's Cosmics, but now they got the new job. I'm not sure. That's why they did that pop-up, because they
Yeah.
hadn't had a live in a while with all the new job stuff
So
happening.
keep an eye out for Saturday. Sunday is Wide Family Farm.
Thanks, Timor.
Yeah. Monday, I'm on at 8 o'clock Eastern with the topic for the Fireside Chat is summer is over.
Wow,
Are you done canning? And we're going to talk about ways to keep on canning even though your garden is done.
Mm-hmm.
And then next Tuesday is going to be an informational one. It's an informational chat. And we're expecting a lot from the side chat for Gray Man Prepping on Tuesday. Is going to be advice you should tell new preppers.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is a terrible thought, the way that's going to come out. But if my mom is going to hospice, I'm definitely going to bury myself in cleaning out the stuff. Of course, she came with a lot of stuff, and canning. I think that's when I can at least there'll be more of an opening in my life for canning. But it's so hard to find the time to do it.
Brenda, let it out. Canning is never done.
Right? Because I know that's the same thing. I know once I start, I'm going to want to put aside time to do it.
Yeah.
When I see all the product.
And then, of course, there will be Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern. Courtney's doing Media Monday with Blue from the Lou.
Yep.
All righty, everybody. Thanks.
Bye, guys. Oops.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
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 Good night, everyone.
Good night.